Hey, it's Carl, and back for another podcast episode. I really enjoy doing these podcast episodes because I know I enjoy them because they give me something of a something to look back onto. I get to see like how many podcasts I made and the comments that people make, and I'm just here to help. I'm trying to help people discover who they are and what they're made of and how they can accomplish the things that they want to accomplish. So today's episode is actually a really nice day. Today's episode is called It Took Me 27 Years to Realize My Own Path to Success. So we all know that success is some kind of out there phrase that it's not clearly defined, and that success could mean money, it could mean just being a good parent, it could mean just following your own dreams. So that's what I'm here to say. This is what success means to me. Although I have very large goals of being financially successful, success, all it means is you are deliberately pursuing an achievable goal, and that you are focusing just merely on that, and you'll have faith and you'll do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. And I hope I did a good job at making that sensible. So yeah, you just when you have success, it means that you sat down, you deliberately came up with a plan to execute, to have actions, and then when you complete that plan, that means you're successful, quote unquote. So that's kind of what I've been stumbling on lately. And all right, so what does that have to do with anything? Yeah, that's fancy schmancy, but how does it apply to your life? So what it does is we all have jobs, and we go to jobs and we work, and we're helping build somebody else's dream. We're making somebody else's dream come true. And in exchange, they're giving us money. Money is great, right? It really helps out a lot. Money has always been on my mind. I'm so thankful. I have a little bit of money, but I also worked hard for it. And so money is a very interesting subject because it's not the end of everything. I will argue that I would much rather be successful than have money. Meaning, I would rather have faith and put everything I ever had into a specific goal than I would just merely getting money to eat. Wow, that was a lot to take in, wasn't it? So, yeah, that's kind of how it is. Money will be there if you can kind of align it to your goals, right? And when I think about money, I think about just focusing on one thing. It's so easy to make money. Money is not the problem. You know, you can go and apply for a job and they'll give you money. Or you can go buy something low and you can sell it high, right? There's tons of different ways to make money. You can make it on the internet. You can do whatever. What I want to say is pick one. Be great at one thing. It's easier said than done because I myself would be a hypocrite if I told you that all I do was build websites and I post things for sale online. Right? I would be a hypocrite because I also make music. But when it comes to money, and when it comes to giving your time, and when it comes to being self-driven, it's important to realize that making money should be something that you are proud of. It should be something that you wake up every day and you're excited to go to work, right? Now, most people, myself included, have this weird psychological dilemma going on in our heads, thinking that we ought to go work for somebody else, save our money, and we'll eventually be okay. We'll be well off. You know, if we just put in 40 more years, we'll get that pension or whatever, and we'll be okay. So you can kind of see where this is going. Well, the problem with that is you're wasting time. You are wasting very precious time. You're wasting time because if you're not all in, then you're on somebody else's clock, and you'll always be dabbling, trying to do little side hustles, instead of just being fully committed to one thing that you own. One thing that you own, meaning your own store, your own whatever, one thing. Be great at it. And so that's where I want to start saying and start talking about conformity. It took me 27 years to realize that I don't need to live somebody else's dream. I don't need to make somebody else's life. How do I say? Like it's giving my time when I could be focusing on the things that are going to make me happy. It's not. It is selfish, but it's also taking care of yourself before you can take care of others, right? So when we're young, we're brought up to think that we need to. We're actually told to go to school. We're actually told to, sign up here and or else you can't get this kind of perk or benefit, or you can't get a job. I don't know, however you want to portray that in your mind. All I'm saying is that I've been there, all right? I'm not just talking out of my you-know-what, all right? I've been in the service, I've been in the military, I have a college degree, and I'm credible. I'm very much credible, and I'm just saying that if I could do it all over again, because it took me 27 years. If I could do it all over again, you know what I would do? I would take all of the money that I ever made from my own business, one business, right? Instead of dabbling everywhere, I'd take all that money that I earned from my own business that I started when I was 5. I'm just talking here. I never started a business when I was 5. But if I could start over, I would focus on making money from my own business, taking that money and throwing it into the stock market or into other people's equity accounts where they're raising money. Basically just investing in the stock market, right? And I would do that. I would invest my money in lots of different places because that's very passive. And then my active income would be from my own business that I've been working on, since age 5, right? So that's what I have to say about that. That's what I mean about conforming. It's trading time for money is good if you're fulfilling your own dreams versus trying to fulfill somebody else's dreams in the process. It just takes a lot out of you, and it sounds to me like people are working until they're 80 years old for a company, expecting or hoping for a pension. And to be quite frankly, from what I've heard, people aren't always getting that. They're not always getting Social Security. They're not always getting, they're just not getting these things that they thought they were going to get. Instead, what if they took it upon their own selves, to their own liberty, and they started making things happen for themselves versus trying to please somebody else and have this money dangling in front of them, and being on their terms and not really getting anything out of that, because that's not anything you can control, right? They can fire you at any second. So, I don't want to sound like, just up and quit your job or whatever, but I just want to propose to you that, are you spending your time in the right place? And it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of self-analysis, self-awareness. It's going to take a degree of maturity and consciousness to be able to truly analyze your current situation. Okay? Are you working for somebody that you hate? Not like hate, right? Because not everybody's like pure evil. But I do mean, are you happy with where you're at? And when I say that, I mean most of us are working 40 hours a week, so chances are you're at work, right? And man, it's really difficult out there, and I totally get it, right? Like we're slaving away, and we're trying to just put food on the table, And that's why I'll say, focus on one thing. Focus on one thing and get really good at it. Make sure it's in your own name. And just get better at it. Become an expert at it. Live your own life. And take a look around. Are you, at a cafe with your legs up? Are you reaping all of your rewards from your accomplishments? Are you genuinely happy with where you're at? Do you have the freedom to come and go as you please? Do you, are you able to go on a vacation when you want to? That's what I mean. Be completely honest with yourself. And if you're not where you're at, if you're not where you want to be at, you gotta get out of there. You have to run like there's no tomorrow, because life is way too short. We're all going to take our last breath, and we're not going to be here anymore. You might develop some kind of knee condition or something that you can't walk anymore. Now you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor, or, all I'm saying is that there should be a sense of urgency to your step. You should be very urgent all the time, because life is very short. And I'll always say that again and again. Don't take this life for granted. A lot of us go around just super angry all the time and upset that someone betrayed them or whatever. But if you would have taken, I'll argue that if you're a hard worker, you usually don't have time for that kind of sort of thing. You don't have time to be walking around with a sad face, because you're so busy trying to make your own. You're just hustling, and hustlers usually are very humble people, because they're always trying to get ahead. They're always trying to work really hard. And when you're tired and you're sweating, you don't have a whole lot of time to be BSing with people. You're very much to the point. You're trying to make things happen. You're usually very mature. And so take life as urgent as possible, because it is urgent. It's urgent. It doesn't look like it, but 100 years goes by pretty fast. And if you don't jump on what you're happy about and what you love to do, you're wasting your time. You are completely wasting your time. And I know it's scary. I know it's scary to take action and to realize something, but just pick something. Do a self-analysis and think about what it is that makes you happy. Is it writing a book? If that is, just keep writing books for the rest of your life, or whatever. If it's building cars, just keep working on cars. Don't let people tell you that you can't do something, because I'll be there and I'll help you out. I will help you get through whatever it is you need to get through. Don't let people, put you down. Don't even be around them. Just be by yourself. It's like this crazy little hurdle that we have to go through when we start branching ourselves away from society that, tells us to go out to work and be there at 8 a.m. Oh, why are you late? I've never had a problem with being late, but I know when I managed people, I used to see that all the time. I don't think I really want to counsel people. Look, that's great and all. When you have large numbers of people that you're working with, you got to round them up, right? But when you're an entrepreneur, when you're self-driven, if you're, self-made or whatever the case may be, you don't, what was I going to say? You don't need that. You don't need someone to tell you when to be there on time, because you're already disciplined. You don't need that. People who aren't disciplined usually work for people who are disciplined. That's how it works. So I challenge you to break away from society when you're ready, because not all of us are going to be ready. When you're ready, break away from society, and I'll see you on the other side. All right? Let's do this. Take care of yourself. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. Again, it took me 27 years to realize my own path to success, and all that is just follow your dreams, follow your heart. Try to make money on your own, right? Picking one thing and going for it. You don't need to show up to work for somebody else if you don't want to. That's all I'm saying. You have a choice. Everybody has a choice. Pick a goal and just believe that, carry that goal with you everywhere. Put it in your pocket, put it on a flashcard, carry it with you everywhere you go. and just believe that everything is going to work out, because that's the power of visualization. You're attracting everything you ever wanted. So just if you need more, if you have questions about that, leave something in the comment, and I'll probably shoot another podcast episode. So stay tuned, all right? Take care of yourself, work hard, love people like they're your neighbor, and this world will be a better place. So, all right, this is Carl, and I'm out.